Hey there, Taurus Sun, Taurus Moon, Taurus Rising. Welcome to your Solstice reading. We're going to kind of look at how we can draw and attract abundance into our life over the next 6 months. And you have whatever it is you want, start. Isn't it a hoot of all the people in the world who truly get it, few actually give it to themselves? Give yourself compliments, praise, presents. Give yourself time, permission, and love. Hugs, kisses, smiles, wings, laughs, and applause, and I will give you even more. And then you have a bonus card that came with it that said, I am sorry, but concerning your dream job, did you want a salary, royalties, commissions, or all three? How many weeks vacation are you expecting? Are you willing to share the New York apartment? Oh, and should your London assistant speak French, or will your French be sufficient by then? It helps, it says, to be really clear on what it is you want. So, whatever it is you want, it's time to start and be really clear about what it is that you're trying to manifest and to bring in. So we're going to do the 9-card spread today. I'm going to actually use 2 decks, though, so that we can really dive into it and see if we can get you some practical advice on what is happening here. Oh, see, the key to the situation, you've got the 9 of Swords. It is time to get moving. You've been going through some kind of a healing. Oh, you have 3 knights, man. Knights are about movement, and as far as being very clear on what you want, what do you anchor your energy into, you have the Ace of Swords. This is about being very clear, but you notice they're grounded, right? They're sitting there, they're in meditation. They're taking the pause, they're taking the rest to figure out what it is they want. Your overall energy is the world. There is a need to complete a project in order to start on the next one. There is a cycle that is ending. Well, I'll tell you what that cycle is that is ending. The North Node is getting ready to move out of your sign. It moves out like July 17th or something like that. And so that's right around the corner. And then it is moving into Aries. And so there is this, you're at the starting line of the next cycle, right? You're completing this one and you're moving into the next one. And so there's a need to really figure out what it is you want to attach your energy to. So you have the Devil card in the energy of the action to take, okay? And so we have these healing energies here, but to me that feels like, what are you passionate about? What excites you? What lights you up? What do you really want? What is really important to you? I also want to say, be clear about what you want, but detach yourself from the process. So sometimes we can get really stuck. You have the Knight of Pentacles sitting here in the area of the obstacle. It is like, I want to know what all the steps are before I get started. Oh, man. Well, that's hot. I want to know what all the steps are before I get started. And if you're afraid to do that, then you can get really stuck where you are. You know, for some of you, there is a relationship situation here that really is impacting this whole thing. You have a lot of romance cards showing up here. So for some of you, get very clear on what you want in a relationship. Maybe not who, but what. How do you want to feel? What is it that's really of value to you? You want somebody that, you know, think about what your values are. Do they share the same vision that you have? Is it something that you are excited and looking forward to coming home at night? Is this somebody who you can sit down and have a good conversation with? Is this someone you could sit down and not talk it out and it's not uncomfortable? Like, what is it that you really want? Shared interests are great, but of course, personal space also important, right? And as you are growing and evolving, because you will be, North Node just went through your sign, you're embarking on evolution and change that is going to be occurring over the next year and a half. You're going to notice that during this integration period that you're going to be making some major shifts inside of you. Are you with somebody? Are you calling in somebody who can grow with you, or at least give you the space to do your own growth and still love and accept you for who you are? And so you have this very defensive energy here. Mars in Taurus as overall energy. And I almost feel like there is a need for you to defend what is of value to you as you complete a cycle and you move forward. Like, what do you really want? Okay, so the key to the situation here is you have a detachment and you have the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords is moving out of a castle rapidly. And this is the Venus in Aquarius card of detachment. It's like this person jumped out of that ship that's sailing away and set themselves free. So there's almost like a need to free yourself from something that you might have thought was it fit you. It fit you. I want to say it fit you. When it fit you, and it feels like a decade ago, because of that's when the South Node would have been in your sign, and so usually it's like so it could have been a decade ago or 20 years ago, right? It feels like it's attached to this North Node cycle that's going around here. Could be 20 years with the World card here. And that would have been the last time the North Node was like you figured out what it was you wanted, you went for it. There is, what do you anchor yourself into though? We have this, I can't really show you, but it's a very passionate double card. They're very intertwined, but there's thorns all around it. Love isn't supposed to hurt. It's not supposed to hurt. That's not love. That's fear. There's two major energies. It's actually probably only two energies, and everything else kind of just is a version of it. And there's love and there's fear. And here we have this card of acquisition, the Sun in Taurus, with this double card here of all this passion. So, but it's the action to take. So I feel like it's going out and acquiring this thing that you're very passionate about. Every card comes with a positive and a negative. And this is the devil. The devil card is about not feeling. The devil card is when we empower ourselves. That we don't need other people's approval. We don't need to do what they say. They're not the boss of you. You're the boss of you. And I feel like I'm preaching to the choir here because, Taurus, I think you know that. But also the thing about the Taurus card, the Hierophant, it's the same thing. It's really the same thing. It's about authority and control. They're both about authority and control. The thing about both of them is that in the lower vibrational energy, they are exerting control over others or too much control, authority, yeah, or maybe too much control over themselves in order to allow themselves to have the freedom to explore what they really want to in life. And in the higher vibrational energy, they understand that that is their own personal authority. That you are your own personal authority. And yes, you can be passionate about things and excited about things, and you have the freedom to go after it. And so there is something here that feels like, for some of you, because of this detachment being the key, there's a situation where you got yourself really intertwined in a situation. Doesn't have to be a relationship. You bought a business. You bought a home. You went to work, you made a career decision for some company that maybe like the military where you're stuck in there for 20 years, right? Or you signed a contract, 6 years or whatever they're having you sign now. And so it seemed really good, but then they owned you, right? If you're in the military, they own you 24/7. And they tell you where and when to eat, live, sleep, whatever. And it seemed like a good idea, something that seemed like a really good idea at one point, because detachment is the key. And he's carrying that sword of truth. And here we have friendship. And this is companionship. This is equality. This one says acquisition, like the trophy wife. This can happen in a relationship or by leaving a relationship. Whether this is at work or at home, get really clear on what you want. You can have what you want, but whatever it is you want, start. Sitting there trying to figure it out. Look, we have here this Knight of Pentacles and this affair. And so there's something that you desire, but, and it's Venus in Leo, and Venus is in Leo right now. So I invite you over to Facebook where we're working with that energy. But there's something here about it's what you want, but you're waiting for all the conditions to be right. And it feels like it's one of these things, because here we have the Queen of Swords in the energy in the heart space where, again, she's holding that sword, right? Where it is about getting really clear, but that's in what's been difficult, about where you think the sun will shine on you. Now, we do have this is the Sun and Leo card here. And so I think that over the course of the next couple of months, this clarity is really going to come in for you. And by the time we get to the 1010 gateway, when Venus is actually leaving Leo and moving into your fellow earth sign of Virgo there, I think that is when you really figure it out. There is this harmony coming in. So, but you've got to start now. If you don't figure it out till then, I think you're running behind in a way. So I think you already know what you want. And it's time to be willing to step out without necessarily seeing all of the steps. It feels like a need to trust that what you want will be revealed to you, like what step you should take. You need to know what you want. They're very clear. You need to know exactly what it is you want and then start. You don't have to know all the steps to get there. Those will be revealed to you if you will trust. So it's kind of like that Indiana Jones movie where they had to get the Holy Grail, right? And he had to get across that big chasm, and when he threw the sand out there, all of a sudden the first part of it lit up, and he realized that you step out onto the path and the way will light up before you. That's what feels like this going on here. Step out onto the path. And so there is a decision that needs to be made here. You've got the Seven of Wands where you're trying to take the high ground, defending what you have, and we have this discrimination, and this is the discrimination of discernment because it is Venus in Virgo, and Venus in Virgo is very discerning. She's like, this works, this doesn't work, I'll accept that, I won't accept this. And so when she leaves Leo, that's where she goes next, and that energy is happening in the fall. And so there's a lot, and here we have Venus in Scorpio. Secrets and healing and what you've been trying to figure out. And so I think you've been doing a lot of healing. I feel like you know what you want. It's time to get started. I think parts of what you want, you need to be very clear. Because if you ask the universe for what it is that you want, if you stake your claim, if you tell them what you want, you put your sword of truth into the ground and you stake your claim here in this powerful prayer, this prayer of I am, this is what you want, right? So I am a manifester of this relationship or this job or whatever that has these details, or this home I want to purchase, or this land, or this business, or whatever it is you're trying to change, create, whatever, because the North Node moving through your sign has really been helping you to see, and with Uranus in there, that there's other things that you want that you don't have currently, and in order to do that, you have to set yourself free from something that's weighing you down like an anchor. There's a detachment that needs to happen here, and if you will stake your claim, this long-awaited change will come in. We have a crane here. Moon in Cancer. This is coming home to yourself. And so there is something of value. It's also about balance, right? Cancer is the energy of the yin and the yang in perfect harmony. And then you also have this card of harmony, the sun, in Libra. That's why I'm saying the fall is really going to be beneficial, because with that comes this of the third night, the Knight of Cups. So you have 3 knights here. And an implied 4th knight when it says start now. It's time for action. It is time for action. Start now. And this cup of love here in the heart space, it's either the cup you're offering to yourself or the cup you're offering to someone else because you've been able to fill up your cup. Like you understand what it is you want and you're ready to offer. Because here in the area of resources, that's why I think some of you guys, this has really got to do with a relationship. You've been dating someone for a long time, and you really want to take it to the next level, or you're unhappy in a relationship and you want something more for yourself. And that something more for yourself could happen within the current relationship, but there has to be a change, and you have to initiate it. Because here we have, in the area of resources, we have the 10 of Cups, that's emotional satisfaction and romance. Venus in Taurus. And so there is something that would truly make your heart sing. There's a need to not be defensive, to kind of take down those barriers if it's with a relationship that you're currently in. But there is a lot of Venus energy here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Of the 10 cards, there's 5. And so that's half. And then we have 2 additional Taurus cards. So Venus is ruling your chart. Venus is ruling your reading. Venus says what is of value to you matters. She's about harmony in relationships, and she's about what is of self-worth, self-value, self-esteem. She is about knowing your worth and what it is you want. Okay. Wow. You have the awakening. That's that North Node that's been rolling through your sign. It's time to wake up. It's time to start now. I am joyously awake and aware and ready for anything. You've got basically all 4 knights here. I am ready for anything. This healing card. Phenomenal healing energy flows through every cell of my body. I am radiant, glorious, powerful being. You are totally capable of this rise. It's time to rise and shine. It's time to stop trying to figure it out. Start doing it and figure out some things as you go. I'm so sorry, because that is so uncomfortable for a fixed sign. And yet, that is where the success lies. And success is something you're definitely into. And you have, I am open to receiving the gifts of the universe. What you need will be brought to you. Be very clear about what it is you want, and then trust the universe to help you along the way. There's a need for you to really trust your own personal intuition, what it is you think at every step along the way. This isn't about trying to game it out in your head ahead of time. This is about being very clear about what you want and then stepping out onto the path and watching for the signs and the symbols and the synchronicities and listening to the compass that is your heart. Because your heart is not going to lead you wrong. Now when you have all of this Venus energy here and you're ruled by Venus. So open up in the heart space. That's where your power is. That is where your power lies. In your ability to trust what you feel in your heart. So I'm on Facebook every day. I really get into the astrology over there. We are doing this transit with Venus over the next 4 months. Come on over and join us for that. It's free. I do personal readings, and I have just a few slots still open this summer. A couple in the middle of July and a couple at the end of August. So if that is something that you would like, the information for how to contact me is in the description box below. Guys, take good care of yourselves. Start now.